Good evening, everybody. How you hear me? You hear me okay?
כן, נהדר.
Yeah, okay. Because I saw someone informed that is not hearing well, but you say now it's okay. Huh? Okay. So today I want to talk about the chanting, what we have done today. This is you are very familiar to this chanting. This is every time that you do something good, and mostly the monk give you blessing. So he used this chanting, and I want to explain you today where is this chanting come from? What is the source of this chanting? I will make the sharing first. I make sharing screen to. This is what we were chanting today. In our chanting book, it's bracket number 60. Yeah, you can open bracket number 60 and also continue with the 62. Okay, 62 and 60. So I think you know mostly the 62 and then coming the 60. This is called the chanting called Tirokota Kanda Pachima Baga. And the meaning Tirokota, it's outside the wall. Okay, outside the wall. And Kanda Pachima, it's the last part. Okay, Kanda, it's part. Pachima, it's the last part. Okay, so it means the last part of the sutta or the chanting of the Tirokota. And this comes from the Tirokota Sutta by itself, because we are talking about chanting or song form that coming from the Tirokota Sutta. And this is been just to inform, it's from the Kudaka Nikaya, from the middle discourse, Kudaka Pata 7/6. It's called the outside the wall discourse. And the same things exactly appear also in the Tirokota Peta, because our sutta is talking about Peta. So it's obviously it also appear there. Okay, it's Tirokota Peta Vatu. It's also called the same thing. The outside the wall, Peta story. And this is also in the Kudaka Nikaya, Peta Vatu 1.5/3.5. Okay, I'm using the Ajahn Tanisaro Biko. This is just what I'm using, the translation. So from Tanisaro, I choose. Anyway, this is, I think you know very well. When you give something to the monk, and then the monk he give you the blessing, Yattawari Wahapura Paripurenti Sakaram Ewa Mewa Itotinang Petanang Upakapati. Now you see what I'm doing. This is the 62, okay, in our page. And why I break it into pieces? Because it's continue, Ichitang Patitang Tumang, but this blessing that we are doing in the Thai style, it's taken from different parts from sutta. It's not everything from one sutta. It's different parts connected together. So if we talk about the first part, this is coming from Tirokota Sutta. Yata wariwa pura paripurenti sakaram ewa mewa itotinam petanam upakapati. This is part taken from the, like I said, Tirokota Sutta, which later I will explain about the Tirokota Sutta. And this is what the meaning. Carmen, you want to read? I asked you before. So you are there?
You want me to read in English?
Yeah. As the water running. Okay,
Okay, I hope my English is good enough. As water raining on a hill flows down to the valley, even so does what is given here, benefit to the dead. As rivers full of water fill the ocean full, Even so does what is given here benefit the dead.
Okay, you see, this is something like the Buddha, he gives the simile of water going, running all over the hill and filling the river, all the oceans. So in this way, we are wishing that our merit actually will benefit the dead people, our relative which die, which is the peta. We're talking about peta. Our relative, now you see this is one part from our chanting that we are doing, but now the chanting continue, and this is taken from another place. It is taken from the Dhammapada. Yeah, it's called Ichitang, Patitang, Tumahang, Kipang Rewa, Samichanto, Sapepuento, Sankapachanto, Panaraso Yata, Manichoti, Raso Yata. And this is already part which taken not from the Tirokota, which we are going to talk about. This is adding. And this is taken from the Dhammapada, number 371, commentary. From the commentary of this. I will not explain about this because otherwise we will talk about many sutta. Yeah? I want to talk about the Tirokota Sutta. Now, and the meaning is, may
all your aspiration come to fulfillment as the moon on the 15, in between the brackets, full moon, day, or as a radiant, bright gem.
Okay, so this is now something like the monk blessing the people, that whatever you wish, may it will come, whatever the people wish, may it will be true, it will come true, like the full moon in like the day of the full moon, okay? So, and then this is continue, Sapitio viva chanto saparoko vina satumate pawatwantarayo sukiti kayuko power. And this is taken already from another place. This part also add, but from another sutta totally. This is from the Buddha Bangsa, the Pankara Buddha, 180. The Pankara Buddha, as far as I remember, he tell to our Buddha that come to be in the future. So this is also it. And now before we translate it, you see we are translating, I continue this blessing, and this is also another part taken totally from another place. So, and then it's called Abivata Nasiri Tani Chang, Uta Pachaino Jataroda Mawatanti, Ayu Wano Sukan Balam, which is also taken from the Dhammapada 109. So you see that actually all this chanting, what you hear, that Sapitio, Tawari, Apura, Paripurente, it's taken from 4 different sources connected together. Now you will know every time that the man gives you this is sentence, connect together. This is the styles of the blessing. So just to complete it, the meaning of these 2 parts, the Pitio Vivajanto Sapauko Vina, the Tumate Pawatwantarayo, Sukiti Kayuko Pawa, Vivata Nasi, Tani Chang, Utapachaino, Jatawoda Mawa, Tanti Ayuwa no Sukan Balang. The meaning is,
may all these stresses be averted. May every disease be destroyed. May there be no danger for you. May you be happy and live long. For one of respectful nature, who constantly honors the worthy, 4 qualities increase: long life, beauty, happiness, strength.
Wonderful. So you understood it, okay? So I'm blessing you for the no dangerous, no bad things. And this is also taken. So all these Yatawari, Sapitio, and this, it's 3 parts, different parts, or 4 different parts that connect together into this chanting. And the monk blessing you. Okay, so this is what the monk give you blessing. But there is another chanting, which is every time that people die, we also the monk is giving this blessing. And why I include it, it's okay, because it's connect to the sutta of the Tirogota Sutta. The Tirogota Sutta, it's Yatawariwa Apura Paripurenti Sakaram Ewa Mewa Itotinang Petanang Upakapati. And then it continued these things, which is very important. We also blessing the people in the moment that they offering in when someone died. If someone died, the family coming and making the offering. So we bless them. And after this finished, they use the water. In this time, they're using the water. Yeah? They pulling the water. Soon I show you. And then we give them another blessing, which is also from the Tirokota, which I will explain this also. And this chanting, it's go like this. Adatime akatime yatimita sakachame petanang dakinang dacha pupe katamano saram nairunang wasuko waya parite wanam natam petanang ataya ewang titan tiyatayo ayan jakoda kinadina sangkan isupati titang tik Ratangitaya satana so upakapatiso yadidamo jayam nidasito petana pucha chakata urala palancha biku namano patinantu me punya pasuta mana pakanti. This is the monk is adding in the moment that someone making offering after someone dies. This is these two parts. Yatawariva and this part, what I chant now, connect to the Tirokota Sutta, which I'm going to explain you why we are doing it, why we are using the water. But first, maybe, Carmen, you can read the translation.
He gave to me. She acted on my behalf. They were my relative, companions, friends. Offerings should be given for the dead when one reflects thus on things done in the past, for no weeping, no sorrowing, no other lamentations benefit the dead, whose relatives persist in that way. But when this offering is given, well placed, in the Sangha, it works for their long-term benefit, and they profit immediately. In this way, the proper duty to relatives has been shown. Great honor has been done to the dead, and monks have been given strength. The merit you have acquired isn't small.
This is what we are calling sending merit. Okay, so what we are doing in the moment that you give offering to the monk, you do something good. Okay, so the monk is something like telling you all these things, and also you are sending the merit to the people which is dying. You sharing the merit with people which die. Okay, this is looks like this. Yeah, maybe you know this glass of water. The monk you take the glass of water, you pour the water from the big long glass into the small glass. I use the demonstration to show you from picture that Itamar Newman, he take the picture, he make draw a janton like this, right? So this is when even a janton, when he make something good, he also make this kind of actions. Okay. Now I want to explain you. We are talking about this. This is you very, very familiar with this. You saw many times. But I want to explain you what is the source of it. When it starts actually, if we talk about Buddha, what is the relevant to do these water things to sharing merit? Okay? How we start to do it? We actually start in this life to do it. So our story starting here. We are talking about this where our story starts. Our story starts when the Buddha get enlightened. He get enlightened in Bodh Gaya, this place. Okay. After he get in July, May Juni, he get enlightened. under the Bodhi tree. Then, not yet we are talking about the water, we just take the background. Then he stayed there about almost 2 months. And then he walked 1 week to Saranath. In Saranath, he teach his 5 friends. Okay? He teach the 5 friends. And after this, another 54 students. So altogether, they became 60 student enlightened monks. They stay all the rainy season. The first rainy season after the Buddha he get enlightened, he stay in Saranath. At the end of these 3 months of rainy season, he have 60 students enlightened. Then the Buddha came back to Uvovela, this area where he get enlightened. And there he met in Gaya, Uvovela, this area, he meet the 1,000 students, the three brothers not called Kassapa brothers. They was worshipping fire. The Buddha give them the ceremony about the fire ceremony. And then all of them became enlightened. So now the Buddha have 1,060 enlightened monks. Okay? Then the Buddha go to his friend, the King Bimbisara. King Bimbisara was staying in Rajgir. And King Bimbisara was the ruler of this area. He was actually a friend, the child, when he and the Buddha was children, there was a friend. So Bimbisara promised to the Buddha that if he will get enlightened and he will be Buddha, King Bimbisara invited him, he want to offer him a land. So the Buddha, he went to his friend, to the King Bimbisara, and the King Bimbisara offered to the Buddha the land, bamboo grove. So when the Buddha was get this land from the King Bimbisara, the Buddha give blessing to the King Bimbisara. So it was just shortly after the Buddha get enlightened, okay, a few months after this. So the Buddha, he give the King Bimbisara the blessing. So the King Bimbisara was very excited. He make something good, and he was thinking about this, that he make something good. He was so happy about his actions of giving to the Buddha. But he didn't share the merit with anyone. He just keep it for himself. In the night, King Bimbisara go to sleep, and he start to hear many voices, many noise on the air. He don't know what happened. In the moment, he fearful, he very afraid. He go to see the Buddha, and he share with the Buddha that in the night he was hearing so many voices. He don't know what is this. So the Buddha said, you should not be fear. And then the Buddha told them that you have some relatives, many relatives, that they are actually PETA, angry ghosts. And they expected to have the merit from the King Bimbisara. And he asked the King Bimbisara, when tomorrow you offer me the food and the other things, you should share with your relative, the PETA, the merit. And then he teach him how to use this water to pull the water, and he teach him the Tirokota Sutta, what we was just now chanting. So you see that actually this chanting coming from the Buddha, from the first one that make it is the King Bimbisara. So now I want to explain you about the Tirokota Sutta itself. How this come, okay? This is just something like background. To explain about why the Buddha called it outside the world. This is talking about, it's starting the story of this relationship between King Bimbisara and the PETA, is that we are talking about 92 eons before, many, let's say a long time before. This is talking about the city of Varanasi. Or at that time, they don't call Varanasi, they call it Kasi. The city named Varanasi was named Kasi. It was there a king. In the city of Kasi was a king. The king named Jayasena. And his wife, Sirima. Okay? So now the king Jayasena and Sirima have three children. One of the children called, they have four children, sorry. And one of these four children, his name was Pusa. And the Pusa at that time became enlightened. He became Buddha. So we are talking about many eons before, 92 eons before. It was another Buddha, not our Buddha. The Buddha named Pusa. And the Pusa have three brothers. But the father that recognized his son to be the Buddha, he was very stingy, very attached to his son. He all the time want to make marriage. So much he attached and all his Pusa son that he don't let anyone to make marriage, to give, to share, to offer to the Buddha. He locked them in the house and he just offer them and take care about them. Even when the Buddha have to go to stay in the monastery, so the king built like a wall, so nobody can hurt or do something bad to the Buddha, to the son Buddha, Buddha. But also the people cannot give merit to make marriage with them, cannot offer them food or anything. So they, like I said, Pusa have another three brothers. These brothers, they want so much to offer to their brother, the Buddha, offering. They also want to take care for their brother. But the father don't give to anyone. He just take the Buddha to himself. So the three brothers of Pusa, the Buddha, and the people, they discuss what to do. And then they start to do some kind of problem, some kind of demonstration or some kind of disharmony in the country. So the father, the king, he want to solve the problem. What he have done, he asked his three children to take over and to try to clarify the demonstration, the problem. So these three children, they go and the three priests, they go there and they settle the problem. So when they come to the papa, the father asks, what do you want? You make something good to the country. What can I help you? So they say, we want to take care for the Buddha, for our Buddha, our brother, Buddha Pusa. So the father say 7 years. So the father don't agree. He say no, 7 years too long. So 6 years, no, too long. And reduce till come to be 3 months, 3 months of the rainy season. So the father agreed. I give you permission to take care for your brother, the Buddha, only for 3 months, the rainy season. So come the rainy season, so the three brothers, what they have done, they wanted to be monks by themselves. So they ordained and became students of their brother Pusa, under the Buddha himself. And they asked from the treasurer of the country to take care from all the alms offering, for all the money things, all the arrangements. And they ask from the country agents to prepare food. That he will be the one to make the food for everybody. So all the time, all what needed for the monk, the Buddha, and his group of students will be provided. So the country agent, he took his relative, and they was in charge for preparing food. So they make very nicely, but it was some group of people from the family relative of this country agent they start to make problems. They start to make jokes. They start to make some difficulties. They steal from the food. They give to their home, okay, or whatever. They make trouble there. So like this, the 3 months of the rainy season finish. Okay, and then the Pusa, the brother, the Buddha brother, come back to his father. So when they are the 3 brothers, they disrobe. The time passed. The father died. The Buddha Pusa died. Okay, the brothers, the 3 brothers, they died, and all the country agent he died. His relative died, and because the relative of the country agents they make problem, they go to the hell. They fell down to the hell. Okay, and like this they stay in there long time. And the time pass till the certain time change from the hell into Peta. They became Peta. Okay, what is Peta? I just show you about this. You see, this is the cosmos, the Buddhist cosmos. The earth human being is here. This is the Sumeru mountain. Huh? The 4 great kings they are here. Saka and the 33 they are here. And here, this is the hell, and this is also hell, and this is the Peta. Everything down. They are down. Actually, Peta don't have really place to stay. And they are sometimes among the human being also. Okay, they are staying in it, but they cannot stay in the city. They must stay in the forest, outside. How Peta they looks like, this is called hungry ghost. Because they're all the time hungry. You cannot feed them. They all the time want to eat, want to eat. Mostly they have the stomach very fat. You can see people in Africa, maybe children like this. They're fat, the stomach very fat, and the mouth is very small, skinny like this. So they cannot feed themselves. How much you try to give them food, they are not capable to. Okay, so they became Peta. And like this, the time passing, and this relative Peta, they born and they suddenly they come to the time of one Buddha before our Buddha. This called Kassapa Buddha. Okay, so during the Kassapa Buddha, which was one before our time, our Buddha, the Peta, or this relative from the country agent, they saw that there is some people around the world that they are making marriage and they're sharing the marriage with another relative from them. So this helped them to develop. So they're jealous. So they come to Kassapa Buddha and they say, we want also to have marriage. Who can help us to have marriage? So Kassapa Buddha say, in my life, you will not be able to get married. In my time, you will not be able, there's no one really to help you to get married. But in the future, the next Buddha, it will be Shakyamuni Buddha. And this Shakyamuni Buddha will have one man is your relative. He will be the king, King Bimbisara. So the travel agent, in the time of us, he was the King Bimbisara. Okay? And then the 3 brothers of the Buddha, that time, it was the 3 Kassapa brothers. They reborn to this life. So now, in our time of the Buddha, the King Bimbisara, he was the travel agent, and he didn't know, because he's just a human being, he's just a king. He don't know about his relative. The relative waiting for him, his Peta relative, waiting for him to get the marriage. So in the time that he offered the land to the Buddha, he didn't share the marriage with anyone. So the Peta waiting. That's why this relative, they are waiting. That's why they was not happy. The night they was crying. So the Buddha, in the next day, he teach the King Bimbisara the Terracotta Sutta, and he told them to take the water. In the same time that he pulled the water, then he sent the merit to share the merit with his relative, the pet. Now I want to tell you something that actually merit, it's something like you think the idea, what is the meaning to share merit? Suppose I make something good on behalf of someone. Huh? Now you are sitting in the room and I want to share with you the merit. So in the same time that I give food to the Buddha, you will have food. But you cannot eat the food like this. Yeah? Or even the dog sitting, I share merit, the dog will not have food. Even I share with them the merit. Merit is not, but there is four kind of peta. Okay? One kind of peta can have this merit. So what happened is, in the moment that the king Bimbisara took the glass of water, and actually that time he was washing the hand of the Buddha. He didn't give it to the ground or to the glass. He washed the hand of the Buddha. So in the moment that the king Bimbisara washed the hand of the Buddha, the pool of water come in the peta. Okay, the peta word became like a pool of water, and with five kind, with many lotus, so they can drink, they can wash themselves. Okay, because only one word of peta can have these kind of things. They have to come to share the merit together. So they change by themselves. They even change. They became yaksha. They grow up. They became yaksha. In the moment that the king Bimbisara offer the food and think about this relative and share with them the merit, they have a food in the peta world. So they can eat suddenly. In the moment that the king Bimbisara, he offered the clothing to the Buddha, robe to the Buddha, in the peta world became clothes and things for them to wear. You see what happened actually when you are doing this and you are sharing the merit. If you have a relative in the peta world, they will, and you will share with them, they have to make by themselves the actions of something like mudita to share the merit together with you. So in this way, what happened in the world of the peta will change many things like this. Even they will change into yaksha. It means they will develop to, in other words, higher. Okay? Because you cannot give it to the people. You cannot share. People have to eat food of people. Okay? Animal eating animal food. Angel eating angel food. But only one kind of beta can have the merit. You can share with them the merit. What we are sharing when we are so-called we sharing merit, it's meta, loving kindness. We take the merit, we convert it to loving kindness. So loving kindness can go to everybody. Yeah, we sharing loving kindness, and then like this we are developing the Siddha Samadhi Panya. So we are helping to people very much. But actually, merit, if I make something good, this will stay with me. I cannot give it to another. Everyone is dependent on himself, on his own karma. But to one kind of beta, if they will think about this, you invite them, they also will share the merit with you, and then they will transfer, they will change. Okay? So the Buddha told to King Bimbisara, your relative is waiting for you outside the wall. They are waiting for invitation that you share with them the merit, so that you can help them to increase, to go higher. And that's why if we talk about all the Terogota, all the story, what the Buddha said to King Bimbisara, it's here. Carmen, you can read it?
Yes. Returning to their old homes, outside the walls they stand, and at crossroads, at doorposts they stand. And when a meal with plentiful food and drink is served, no one remembers them. Such is the karma of living beings. Thus, those who feel sympathy for their dead relatives give timely donations of proper food and drink, exquisite, clean, I don't know how to say that, and thinking, may this be for our relatives, may our relatives be happy. And those who have gathered there, the assembled shades of the relatives, with appreciation give their blessing for the plentiful food and drink. May our relative live long, because of whom we have gained this gift. We have been honored, and the donors are not without reward. For there, in their realm, there is no farming, no herding of cattle, no commerce, no trading with money. They live on what is given here, hungry shades, whose time here is done.
Sorry, you see now I mark it in blue. This is now starting the chanting that we are chanting. This is already the last part of all the sutta. That's why it's mentioned that what we are chanting is the last part of the Tegota Sutta. Okay, this is the meaning, the name of our sutta in the book of chanting. The last part of. So now we are coming to the last part of the instruction of the Buddha. Yeah, and then
as water raining on a hill flows down to the valley, even so does what is given here benefit the dead. As rivers full of water fill the oceans full, even so does what is given here benefit the dead. He gave to me, she acted on behalf. They were my relatives, companions, friends. Offering should be given for the dead. When one reflects thus on things done in the past, for no weeping, no sorrowing, no other lamentation benefits the dead, whose relatives persist in that way. But when this offering is given, well placed in the Sangha, it works for their long-term benefit, and they profit immediately. In this way, the proper duty to relatives has been shown, great honor has been done to the dead, and monks have been given strength. The merit you have acquired isn't small.
The Buddha actually telling the people also how miserable is this beta angry ghost, how they don't have anything, and even you are now with this that you invite them, you help them a lot. So when the Buddha was giving this lecture, he gave the lecture 7 days, one day after one day after one day. So the people and the angels, they was listening to this. They was listening to this. They was thinking, wow, what difficult life have this Peta. I don't want to go to be this world. I don't want to be Peta. They're afraid. So they start also to practice. And slowly, slowly, day by day, they start to develop, became many, many Sotapan, maybe Sakatakami, Anagami, even Arahant because of this. So because many people, they hear it, they change. The king Bimbisara himself became Sotapan because of this. He just was hearing. This is the first offering he made to the Buddha. This is the second offering, okay? Because he was hearing this Theravada Sutta, he became Sotapan. And many other creatures, sentient beings, became, they grow up in their mind. Okay? So, actually, if we talk about the word peta, there is the word peta, there is two meanings you can look at. One meaning of the word peta is fathers. It means someone that died, our family that died, fathers. Another, it's coming from pa and ita, the one that go, okay? The gone, to go, okay? Because ita is to go. So it means the dead people, anyone that died. So if we talk about this, it can be even deva or spirit or in descriptions or the deva or any kind of spirit. But like I said, only one kind, we have four kinds of peta. only one of these kind of words of beta capable to get the merit like this. Like again, I tell you, the same like what we are doing when we share in merit and how the other person will get it. Same like I'm sitting here, I'm I make something good, offer to the Buddha or whatever. I'm pulling the water, and then you will sit nearby me, and then I will give food to the Buddha, and you will be full. It's not working like this. Huh? You need to make the actions by yourself. But in this case, this pattern, this is their kind of food. Because human beings have human being food. Animal have animal food. Okay, angels have angel food. And this is the Buddha explained to one man named Jayasoni. Uh, Janusoni. This is his name, Janusoni. It's appeared in Janusoni Sutta. Janusoni asked the Buddha, is everybody can get this merit? The Buddha said, no, not everybody can get the merit like this. Only one kind of beta. Because, and then the Buddha explained about this, there's animal eating animal food and human being eating human food or and just only this kind of beta they but again, why it's good anyway to share the merit? Because when we are sharing merit, we take the merit, we transferring it into meta. And meta, everybody can have. Loving kindness, the power of loving kindness, everybody can have. You can help to people to recover or whatever. Share love to anyone, wherever it is, without distance, anywhere. And of course, PETA will also will get. So this is actually where it comes from, when the source and what we are doing when we give water like this, when the man giving blessing. Now you can understand what is the source of it. Okay, but you remember that all the chanting itself, it's built from different places. It's taken from different places. Huh? But mostly it comes from the storyteller Gotha. Anyone have questions? I can stop sharing. Yeah. Please, anyone want to ask something?
So, so when we send the merit,
Yeah.
we say like for all the deceased, we don't need to be particular, or we come with picture.
No, you don't need. Because you think that, this generation, for example, even Hadi asked the Buddha, but if I don't have any relative in the PETA, he said, don't worry. For sure you have relative in the PETA. You have so many reincarnations, not possible that you don't have a PETA, a relative would be there. He said, but also for us, when we are walking the Dhamma, so everybody, we don't talk about only father, mother, sister, brother, or whatever everybody is became our family. So someone will get it. You understand? Not possible, So you don't need to think about particular person. Okay? You just say to whoever is there, whatever I want to extend my marriage to whoever is they wish to get it because it's also depend on them. They have to come to make the effort. It's not enough that you send them marriage. They need to come to make the effort to receive it. They also have to do the actions of coming and receiving. That's why in this case, the Peta, the relative of the travel agent, which became now the King Bimbisara, they was looking for this merit. They expected for this. They knew now we are going to have some development. Okay? So that's why they came. But they didn't really come inside. They were outside the wall. That's why this Sutta called Kirogota outside the wall. They are standing outside the wall. and waiting for invitation, something like this before sharing knowledge. Yeah? Please, anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we give the food for the devas or the petas outside, it's the same peta world?
Yeah, you for this, like I said, only one word will be really possible for him to get it. Understand? But for example, when you leave the food, the animal is there. You sharing with the deva, they can get it. Understand? Because they are coming by impression to you. Okay. But I talk about merits that you are doing. In this time, you are on behalf. It's called dakina. Okay. Dakina. You are doing it on behalf. They cannot do it. So you do it something for them. And you invite them, let's do together.
Mm. Thank you.
One else? Good. So we pay respect again to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Thank you. Aham Dhamma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantan Abhivate Sawakato Bhagavatam Dhammo Dhamman Namassami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savakanko Sangham Namami. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much. Very important.